Hello there and welcome. Today we're going to become detectives. We're putting on our detective hats to solve a mystery that trips up even the cleverest people, the case of the mixed up words.
Okay, let's look at our very first piece of evidence. Just read this sentence with me. I saw a bear in the zoo. It sounds almost right when you say it out loud, doesn't it? But if you actually picture what that means, you're probably imagining a completely empty cage at the zoo. And that's exactly the kind of mix-up we're here to solve today.
Exactly. You're right. That's not quite what we mean. But don't you worry. These tricky words are absolute masters of disguise. That's why today, you and we're going to become word detectives. Together, we are going to crack the code on these confusing words. So are you ready to start the investigation?
Brilliant. Here's a look at our case files. First, we'll dig into the sound-alikes. Then we'll check out the look-alikes. After that, it's your turn. You're the detective. And to wrap it all up, I'll give you a master detective tip to help you solve these word mysteries every single time.
Okay, let's open up our first case file. The first type of word culprit we're looking for are the sound-alikes. Now, these are sneaky words because they sound exactly the same when you say them, but they're secretly wearing a disguise. They have different spellings and completely different meanings. They're trying to trick us, but we won't let them. Just look at these pairs. They really are masters of disguise. You've got sun and sun, or sea and sea. You say them the same way, but as you can tell from the pictures, they mean totally different things. It's time to learn their secrets.
Let's start with D-E-A-R, dear. This is a lovely word you use for someone you care about, right? Like in the sentence, my uncle is my dear nephew. But then you have D-E-E-R, deer. That's the graceful animal you might see in a forest. As in, I saw a spotted deer in the zoo. See? Same sound, but totally different words.
And this is where it gets important. It would be pretty funny to write, "Oh dear, I love this letter," unless you're actually writing to an animal. The correct way, of course, is "oh dear." And you wouldn't feed a deer in the park, you'd feed a deer. It's all about picking the right spelling for what you mean. And now, for the pair that's going to solve our very first mystery. Let's look at B-A-R-E, bear. This means uncovered or empty, like when you walk around with bare feet. But then we have B-E-A-R, bear. This one's extra tricky because it can be the big, furry animal, or it can mean to put up with something, like in, "Can you bear the noise?" This shows the mix-up perfectly. If you just can't stand the noise, you can't bear it. B-E-A-R. And if a tree has no leaves on its branches, those branches are bare. B-A-R-E. So, the creature you saw at the zoo was a bear, not a bear. And with that, case closed on that one.
Fantastic work, detective. Now, let's get into our second case file, the look-alikes. Now, these words aren't exactly the same sound, but their spelling is so similar that just one tiny letter can change everything. You've got to look really closely to spot the clue.
Okay, let's look at lose and loose. Oh, this is such a common mix-up. L-O-S-E, lose, is what happens when you can't find something or you don't win a match. But L-O-O-S-E, loose, with two O's, that just means something isn't tight, like a comfy, loose t-shirt.
So, think about it. If your shoelaces are untied, they are loose, L-O-O-S-E. And if you're reminding your friend to be careful with their keys, you'd say, try not to lose them, L-O-S-E. That one little extra O makes all the difference, doesn't it? Right, now for a slightly trickier pair. Affect versus effect. But don't worry, I've got a simple way for you to remember this. Affect with an A is usually the action. It's the verb. For example, the weather will affect our plans. But affect with an E is the end result, the noun, as in, the medicine had a positive effect. A for action, E for end result. Got it?
All right, you've studied all the clues, you've learned the secrets of these tricky words, so now it's your turn. You are the lead detective. I'm going to show you a couple of cases, and you have to find the correct word. Are you ready for this?
Here is your first case. He has a dual citizenship. Should that be dual, D-U-A-L, or dual, D-U-E-L? Really think about what the sentence is trying to say. I'll give you a quiet moment to think.
And the answer is dual. If you said dual, you are absolutely correct. Well done. Dual means having two of something, like dual citizenship in two countries. A duel, on the other hand, is a fight. Great job. Okay, detective, here comes your next case. Mrs. Agarwal is of our school. Now, is she the principal or the principal? Look very carefully at those spellings.
And you've solved it again. The answer is principal, ending in A-L. The head of a school is the principal. Here's a little tip. Think of them as your pal. But a principle with an L-E at the end is a rule or a belief you live by. You are getting really good at this. Well, you have officially passed the detective test with flying colors. You've analyzed the evidence, you spotted the clues, and you've solved the cases. Now, to make sure you never get tricked by these words again, I'm going to share my top secret master detective tip. This is your secret tool for getting words right every single time. And here it is, your 3-step word detective plan. It's so simple. Step 1, hear the word in your head as you're writing. Step 2, picture the meaning. Are you picturing a big, furry animal or an empty tree branch? And finally, step 3, check the spelling to make sure it matches the picture in your head. That's it. Hear it, picture it, check it. And with that, our investigation is officially complete. You have successfully cracked the case of the mixed-up words. You've learned how to spot the disguises of sound-alikes and look-alikes. You should be so proud of your amazing detective work today. But remember, a good detective's work is never really finished. The English language is full of more mysteries just waiting to be solved. So my last question for you is this. Which other word pairs do you find confusing? Keep your eyes open, keep asking questions, and keep investigating. Thanks for joining me on the case today.